Hey guys, it's FourEyes or Dave here. Today I've got for you guys something a little bit different to my normal content. I'm actually going to be taking you guys through a tour of my setup, about £5,000 worth of equipment here that I use for my content creation and day-to-day gaming. So let's take a look. So we'll begin today with the piece of the setup that has actually changed most recently. Just last week, I was contacted by the guys over at Flexispot who sent me out their premium standing E7 desk. They've actually got a sale going on at the moment. You can head down to the description and pick up one of these standing desks. It has completely revolutionized my setup. I can get it to the exact height that I need it using the little control panel on the side. You can save presets on the panel as well, so I can have a standing and a sitting setup really easily. I absolutely love this desk, so you need to go check it out. This desk is also incredible for cable management because it has the cable tray underneath, which just keeps all those cables out of the way, keeps them out of sight, out of mind. So taking a look at the actual PC itself, my little white build over here, this has changed a ton over the 10 years or so I've had it. Currently inside, we've got an i7-12700K, which is an absolute beast of a CPU. We've also got a 3090, which I only just got recently. Didn't go all the way for a 40 series yet. Those price points are kind of scary still, but this build does everything I need it to in terms of gaming. I'm achieving something like 190 FPS in Warzone 2 at 1440p, so really nothing to complain about. Absolutely love this setup. Moving on to the monitors, I know this might trigger some people's OCD, but these are actually three completely different monitors, and that's because over time I've just upgraded and grabbed new monitors as and when I've needed them. This one up here is actually my original monitor that I started off with. It's a 1080p 144Hz monitor by AOC. Currently that's linked up to my streaming PC / laptop. I'll show you that in just a second. Then down here, my secondary monitor is a 1440p 144Hz monitor. Bit of a tongue twister, but that's good for a secondary. Still gets really nice high resolution if I want to do some editing or some Photoshop on there. But then the big bad monitor over here is the pretty much end game monitor at the moment, bar some of the OLED monitors you can get. It's a 1440p 240Hz monitor by Asus, and it's absolutely amazing for gaming. Amazing colors, really sharp image, incredibly smooth gameplay. Highly recommended if you want that really premium monitor for gaming. Look at my peripherals. We've got the Corsair K63 keyboard. It is wireless, which is pretty much the reason why I picked this one up. I previously had the K63 wired. There are better keyboards out there, but for the price point that you can get this keyboard for, and with it being wireless, I absolutely love it. It's got red switches in it as well, so really nice for gaming. For my mouse, I'm currently running a Razer Death Adder V3 Pro. Once again, wireless. You start to get the trend here, as few wires as possible. It's actually an ergo mouse, so slightly humped on one side, which I know a lot of people aren't used to using, but it makes it incredibly comfortable to use. The clicks are really nice and clicky. Just listen. Absolutely lovely. And yeah, it's got really good polling rate, really good tracking. Yeah, it's an amazing mouse. For my audio, I'm currently running the Sennheiser HD599 SEs. I moved over to studio headphones a few years ago, and I honestly haven't looked back. Gaming headsets are just not the one. The sound is not great on any of them. These kind of studio headphones give you that really nice sound stage. A lot of people are moving over to the IEMs, the little ones. I bought some of those, but didn't really like them. These are just so comfortable, and yeah, I wouldn't use anything else now. The mic I'm currently using is the Rode Pod mic. It's really popular for a lot of podcasters and content creators out there. It looks really nice on camera, and it's also just quite a small package, not as bulky as some of the Shure mics that a lot of content creators use, like the MV7 and the SM7B. I have not even slightly considered moving to a different mic since I got this, because the sound quality is incredible. I'm holding the mic at the moment for this video, but usually when I'm streaming or making content, it sits on this Elgato mic arm LP. LP means low profile. It basically means it can go underneath your monitor. I much prefer this over those big mic arms that go over the top of you. They usually get in the way of me actually seeing one of my monitors, or they appear on camera. This is nice, low profile, keeps out the way. The mic's then connected to an Elgato Wave XLR. I used to have the Go XLR, which does have probably a few more features actually on the kit itself, but the Wave XLR is really nice and seamless. It has everything I need it to do, and the software that it comes with on PC just has all of the functionality I need for my content creation. If you don't think you're going to need all of the Go XLR's buttons and voice changes and stuff, Wave XLR does everything you need. And what's even better about the Wave XLR is that it integrates very nicely with, of course, the Elgato Stream Deck. This has just been around for so long. It's pretty much Elgato's flagship product at this point, and there's a good reason for that. I can do so much with this, controlling my scenes while I'm streaming, controlling my Spotify, just general macros for my productivity as well when I'm editing or photo editing for thumbnails. It is just an amazing piece of kit that every content creator needs to have in their arsenal. For the lighting, unsurprisingly, I've stuck with Elgato. We've got two key light airs, which I can control from the Stream Deck. Once again, it all fits together very, very nicely. I can just click this button down here and we get a ton of light chucked out of this thing, which is really, really important for any content creation, but especially when you're running with a green screen, which I'll show you in just a minute. Just so myself and you guys don't go blind for the video, I will turn these back off. We've also got the Nano Leaves behind here. I can turn these to all sorts of nice, bright, pretty colors, but for my general content creation, I have these as an extra light source just to make sure I'm as lit as possible with my green screen. The camera I've got mounted over here is a Sony a5000. It's actually quite an old camera. A lot of people don't realize you can use this for streaming because it's technically not a clean HDMI output, which basically means it would usually have loads of things on the screen, like what shutter speed you've got and what zoom level you're at, but you can hack this camera to get rid of all that stuff, and it ends up being a really, really good image from a very cheap camera for streaming and content creation. Now, very recently, when I started getting into a bit of streaming, I realized that even though my PC is very strong, it was still impacting my FPS more than I would like when I was actually playing games. So I went down the route of looking for a stream PC, and I had this epiphany that I actually had this laptop essentially lying around. It is a gaming laptop. It is a ROG Zephyrus by Asus, and it is an absolute little powerhouse, and I currently use it as my streaming PC, as well as a laptop that I can take when I go traveling to still able to play games when I'm on the road, and also connect up to a TV, watch some films, all that nice stuff. To actually get the gameplay from my gaming PC over to the streaming PC or laptop, I've got two things. I've got my Cam Link from Elgato, very much an Elgato fan, and sticking with that, I've then also got the HD60X, which is probably the best external capture card you can get right now. It enables me to get really high quality gameplay over to the streaming PC so that when it comes out on stream, it looks as good for you guys as possible. Moving down off of the desk now, my chair. This is the Herman Miller Aeron. I picked this up on the secondhand market, which is how I'd highly recommend that you pick up any Herman Miller products. They are very, very expensive, but you cannot do much better in your gaming setup than a good chair that actually supports your back and has all of those good ergonomic properties. Then underneath the desk, once again, another Elgato product. We've actually got the Elgato foot pedal, which is pretty much helpful for when I'm streaming. I'm able to do push to talk on Discord. I'm able to do deafen on Discord, as well as push to talk in games. All hands-free. I don't need to have a keybind on my keyboard or something to do it. Really, really useful product, once again, that I picked up very recently. And when I'm recording most of my videos, you usually don't see a background behind me, and that is thanks to this bad boy down here. This is my green screen. I decided to move to a green screen setup a couple of years back, just to give me a bit more production quality, and this is what I've currently got at the moment. This is by a company called Luxburg. It is probably the biggest standing green screen that I've been able to find. It's also got a really good green color, like a true green, that keys out really easily. And yeah, I think this has just stepped up my production quality a lot more than what it was before. It's pretty much one of the most crucial parts of my setup at the moment. It's also really easy to put up and down, so when I want to record something, I can get it out, and when I'm done, I can just quickly close it down, slide it away, and I can continue gaming away from the whole content creation space as well, which is really nice. And then just to finish off, probably one of the most important parts of any setup is all the random stuff around your setup. I don't like having setups with no personal touch to them, so I've got these two shelves up here from IKEA. I've got things like the little Fallout bobblehead, we've got Fortnite character, we've got Colonel Sanders, KFC. I love the fried chicken, so he definitely has to be up there. We've got Mando with Grogu. We've got a picture of myself and my lovely girlfriend, Hells, who is behind the camera. And yeah, it's just nice to have a little bit of a personal touch to the setup. Also, my posters, two of my favorite game series of all time. We've got Fallout and we've got The Legend of Zelda. Super excited for the new Zelda game coming out this year. definitely going to be streaming that. I'm honestly in an incredibly fortunate situation to be able to have such a cool setup after all these years of grinding content and also having my real job that I do day to day as well. But a lot of that comes down to you guys supporting the channel, keeping up those views as well, keeping up that ad revenue so I can afford all this kind of stuff. So I am very, very thankful to all you guys who come along and watch these videos. Thanks very much once again to Flexispot for sending out the standing E7 desk and sponsoring the video. Their link will be down in the description below. Now I'm actually going to sit down and probably make my next video. Don't know what it'll be about, something about Warzone 2. So yeah, make sure you come along and check that out when it releases.